Hello and welcome to today's video as we go over the support matchup heading into Worlds 2025 between KT and T1. We have Keria and Peter on the board. Peter, a player that actually lost his job as well this season. If I recall, actually was not the starter to begin the year. It was Way of KT that was the starter. And then Peter and him would go back and forth. The stats here, we have world stats on the left and then 2025 stats in their totality on the right. With Peters, I think 27 of the 130 or 141 games, something like that, are challenger games, so keep that in mind. Keria played 160 or so. We took away some stats because I think CS is not indicative of jack shit for supports. I think everybody would agree. Share differential, not indicative of anything, and I don't care if a support gets a solo kill all that much. Over the aggregate, I included 2v2 kills in here for that purpose. But in terms of solo kills, I mean, that's whatever. So, KDA-wise, Peter's KDA has dropped a bit. I mean, I count assists as half, so 2.2 for both. That's going to happen when you have supports because they get a lot of assists and they die a lot, and KDA is not indicative of much with the support. The higher the KDA, the better, but theoretically, I mean, if I want somebody to go in and die in a team fight, it's probably the support. Kill participation, Peters went from 75% to 79% at this event, joining Duck Diamond BDD. The team clearly fighting around the bot side of the rift as much as possible, and in a ball comp as well. ROI 0.77, pretty close to what he did during the regular season. That is middle of the road. He's not very aggressive, not very passive. There are some players with like 0.6, and you have Keria on the board, which is like super high, and it's insanely high actually. But in terms of passive versus aggression, and also the champion pools that you're deciding to use. Usually the lower the ROI, the more traditional a support we're talking about. We're talking about somebody that plays more enchanters, facilitators, tanks, things like that, versus damage and aggressive supports. Vision efficiency, very good. It was very good all season long, nearly at 2, and then at this event it's been 2 as well. Doing his job at a high level. In my opinion, supports, like I said, go in and die, so kill participation is usually important. You know, you get quite a few assists. Vision, setting up objectives is very huge, taking the advantages in lane and finding a way to make a difference. I think that it is obviously very important. We see the support item. I think that is indicative of exactly what I'm talking about. In terms of laning wise, I mean, slightly ahead at 15 minutes. It kind of washes a bit of the Duckdom negative ratings out of the way yesterday. The bot lane's relatively even, which is pretty decent given the fact that they've played Genji's bot lane 4 times. So, Ruler Duro. Played Hongq Kaiwing 3 times, Jackie Love Hang twice. Eddie Taki once, and Supa Alvaro once. I will say that out of all of this so far, I would say Peter's trip to this event in terms of his opposition has been pretty weak. I mean, Duro is what he is, but really, after that, you're looking at pretty poo-poo the foo supports. Champions played 0.55. Only 6 champions in 11 games, which is the least on the team. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But Peter's champion usage is not all that insane, really. He's very predictable. And that is something that I believe showed face going into this event as well. He's played Alistar 3 times, Braum twice, as well as Nico and Nautilus. And then Lulu, Renata once each. Then we have Keria. I always say I'm a big Keria guy. That didn't change this year. I think he's super talented. Mechanically, probably the best player in the world in my opinion. I think he can literally play anything he wants at support and make it work, as we've seen him play some crazy shit in the past. At this event, he hasn't really spread his wings as much as years past. He's played 9 champions in 15 games. But KDA is what it is. Kill participation remains the same, about 3 out of every 4 kills. ROI, so 0.97 for the entirety of the year. That goes to show just how aggressive he is. He's nearly dealing as much damage as gold when you take everything into account. When you take just this tournament into account, 1.13, that is very high. That's probably the highest at the event, if I really look at it, in terms of the support role, and not even close. Going into this event, I don't think we had a single support above 1. We had 0.99s and 0.97s, etc., but nobody even above 1, let alone 1.13. In part due to maybe that Seraphine game there, but also 4 Nico games out of 15. He's very, very, very aggressive. He is going to pack a punch. He's going to make a difference in the damage category as a support. And what's nice to see in his stat line here is the 1.79 vision efficiency, which sucked going into this event, is nearly at 2, which means he has set up objectives better. He has utilized his wards better, not wasted pinks, etc. And that's indicative of a lot, in my opinion. The Bard game may be helping that as well. If we look back at it, maybe the vision in that game was good. In terms of laning-wise, I mean, relatively even at 15 minutes. Guma, Keria are an elite bot lane. In terms of champion usage, a little bit better during the season, but also at this event, not as spread out as the other roles. We're seeing a lot of 0.7s at this event, and in this case are 0.55 and 0.6. So the support role not really as crazy different. In terms of what we're playing, I mean, we have Rakan for Keria, and it doesn't look like Peter played any Rakan. Bard, Blitzcrank, Seraphine. And the only champion Peter played that he did not was Lulu. And Lulu is not a Keria champ. We won't pretend that it is. Like I say, he could play anything, and he probably could make that work, but that just is not Keria. You don't get a 1.13 damage divided by gold playing Lulu at the support role. In terms of opponents, Hope Cal 5 games, Jackie Love Hang 3 times, FBI Isla twice, Super Alvaro twice, Ruler Duro once, Doggo Kaiwing once, I might have said Honkyu earlier, and then Masu Busio once. In terms of play against each other, and this includes the Smash games earlier in the year, Keria played into Peter in that one. Peter playing with Podok for a couple games, also included. Peter playing all the way back with Nongshim and playing with Jiwoo, Vital, and Ghost. Yes, they played against each other that long ago. Peter's been playing since 2022 at the LCK level in some way. 23-7 over their careers. So Keria does have the edge. In laning-wise, he has the edge joining Guma, so you combine them. They might have like a rough 400 gold lead or something, which is significant across 30 games. Solo plus 2v2 kills. Peter 14, Keria 17. That includes their 80 carries as well because they are supports. So, what does that mean? Like I said yesterday, I expect the bot lane duos to be aggressive. I expect there to be 2v2 kills or solo kills in these games due to the nature of how they've played over their careers against each other. That usually just happens. Those two, Duck Dom and Guma, have played each other 34 times. These guys have played each other 30 times and know each other well. What's something that's significant, though, is this ROI difference here. That's significant. It's a lot more damage coming out of Keria that Peter's not doing. And in part due to his champion pool. He's playing Alistar and Braum and Nautilus, where Keria is playing Nico. Well, I mean, hell, he's playing Nico a lot, but really he's kind of playing facilitators as well. So the fact of the matter is this, Keria is just more aggressive. That doesn't mean he's better than Peter, that just means he's more aggressive. And I am curious what he might cook up for this event in terms of the finals. Does he have something in store that we haven't seen yet and to make a difference? Does he have to? That's another thing. But this matchup is going to be important. The supporter can win the series. In my opinion, a support, if doing it correctly, could carry a series by themselves through their plays and their shot calling and setup, more so than maybe other roles could traditionally. It's just a matter of if the support can do it. And historically, Keria really hasn't been that guy. And I mean, I would say KT, I don't pay attention to comm videos, so I couldn't tell you who shot calls. Hopefully it is Peter or Cuz, and it wouldn't shock me if it was BDD. So that's a thing. But the bot lane duo, I think, is T1 favored by out of all the roles, that's where the one that is the most swayed to T1. So that is a thing. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.